So here we have a matrix and the question is asking us, find the adjoint of matrix A. So if we're going to find the adjoint of this matrix A, all we have to do is to find the leading diagonal. And when I say the leading diagonal, I mean this, right? What you're going to do is to switch them. So that means A becomes D and D becomes A. You with me so far? So find the leading diagonal and we switch the elements. So A becomes D and D becomes A. Afterwards, we're going to put the elements on the off diagonal and drop a negative sign in front of them. So you find the elements on the off diagonal, which are the elements that are not on the leading diagonal. So that's the B and the C. And you drop a negative sign in front of them. And simply, that's it. So if it is that we had the matrix B, and B is going to be -1 for, just I'll make up something right now. We'll show you an example. So this is the ADJ of A. That's the adjoint of J. So if it is that they ask you to find the adjoint, the ADJ of matrix B, if you want to, what you can do is to label it A, B, C, and D. And then you find the leading diagonal. Remember what we did? We had to switch the positions. So -1 now becomes 4. And 4 now becomes -1. And then you keep the elements on the off diagonal. But remember to put that negative in front of them. So that's the adjoint of B. Let's do some more together. You have matrix C. And because I know say you don't like negative, we're going to throw in a whole heap of negatives. -1, -3, -4, -10. So we are asked to find the adjoint ADJ of C. Remember, find the leading diagonal. Here we go. What we're going to do with the elements, switch them. So -1 now becomes -10. -10 now becomes -1. And then we're going to keep the elements on the off diagonal, -3, -4, and we must drop the negative in front of them. So this and this. So a negative and a negative in your terms, say that's a positive. And a negative and a negative in your terms, you say that's a positive. So this is the adjoint of C. Let's do another example just to complete my page. So you're going to have D being equal to -4, 1, 2. And we need to adjoint the ADJ of D. Remember what to do? Let's look at the example and see. Find the leading diagonal, which is this. Interchange their position. That means A becomes D. This becomes this, which is 6. And this becomes this, which is -4. Then I need to apply my negatives to the off diagonals. So I have 2. And I'm putting a negative on that. Negative. And I have 1 and I'm putting a negative on that. Negative. And simply that's all.